think my favorite teachers are the ones that have always helped me outside of class and encouraged me to come see them for help outside of class.
Definitely my favorite teachers here are willing to support me even if it's not like academically. Like my teachers always have their room open to me if I just want to sit there and like take a break, and if I just need to just sit and go get away from everything. Like my teachers are always like, come to my room. They're always so supportive and like they're willing to just listen, even if it's not even about academic stuff.
So a teacher that comes to my mind is Miss True. She was my math teacher for 11th and 12th grade. She taught me honors pre-calc and teaching me AP Stat. And I think math for me just didn't make sense. And she would have no hesitation to like meet with me after school or meet with me whenever I needed to, and would always be there and would always be present to help me with any situation.
So Miss Murchison, my math teacher, she always is open to extra time, extra practice, before school, after school, during lunch, during break, all the time. She'll be there for whatever you need help with.
All the teachers are so supportive. They're always willing to come out and support the arts. And I think it warms my heart because it makes me feel very happy and know that they're not only supporting me academically, but they're supporting me in the extracurriculars that I want to do.
It's honestly one of my favorite parts about Walker is my relationship with my teachers. I love all my teachers and I'm very grateful for them because they've really pushed me outside of my comfort zone, and they've helped me to learn how to use my voice, how to advocate for others, how to advocate for myself. And they have been a very positive light on my experience here at Walker.
Because I've been fortunate enough to be at Walker for a while, I think the first the biggest program that I was ever really a part of at Walker was the robotics program that I joined in I think about the 4th or 5th grade. And I've always been really curious and passionate about like robotics, STEM, engineering, all those types of things. But it was a little daunting and kind of nerve-wracking at first to join a club. It was the robotics club that was very male-dominated. And I think it was me and one of my best friends, another girl, we kind of joined it together. And it was definitely nerve-wracking at first to kind of put yourself out there in a group of a bunch of guys that you had never really known before. But I think our robotics program coordinator, she was crucial to me kind of gaining confidence in my voice. And I think throughout the years of middle school, she was really there as kind of a support net for me and my friend to gain confidence and honestly gain a better passion for robotics, because we were able to have, we knew that our voice mattered and it was respected. And I think that was really important in how we even became leaders in the high school, because we were able to know who we were as people with that robotics program and experience in middle school. And I think it was really helpful in me kind of knowing that I have opinions and voices that mattered and are smart. And I think it was a great experience overall.
I think immediately there's two names that come to mind. We're in her classroom, Dr. Schaefer. She is an incredible person, not only because she's a great teacher, but because she is constantly looking at you to understand in an empathetic lens. She wants to understand what's going on in your life, understand your struggles, what you're dealing with, and then she'll take you aside if she has a question for you, or if she thinks maybe you're upset or maybe something might have gone wrong, and she wants to not just console you, but to help you through that. And I think since she looks at you as a person more so than a student, that has been a very valuable relationship that I've cultivated during my time at Walker. Another person that springs to mind is Mr. Arjona, our principal. It's kind of rare that your principal is one of those people who's a very accessible person for you to talk to and ask questions. So I've talked to Mr. Arjona I asked him economics questions. I've asked him all sorts of things. He also runs academic teams, so I got to know him through that. But he's honestly the reason that I'm interested in pursuing business and economics. His AP micro and macro classes were the best classes I took at Walker and really set me down that path. So I think that was, I don't think I would have been doing the same thing I had been if I did not if I never interacted with him.
So over the years, especially in I mean, in middle school and high school especially, when you start like needing to work with your teachers and going in and asking for help, they're always open and willing to help you. And I've had over the years, like if I ever needed help, I would just go to them, ask them a question, and they'd always be willing to help. And they're also like very nice and respectful. I've never had like a teacher who like would not help me or was rude or anything like that.
I mean, Walker has such nice class sizes. They're so small, and so I have such personal connections with all my teachers. And that's just really taught me to not be scared to speak up in class and not be scared to go in for extra help and always be happy to go talk to my teachers as a friend or if I need help.
Because I remember freshman year, the idea of going to talk to a teacher and admit that I was struggling with a class, like that was terrifying to me. But now, like in AP Macro, when I get a bad quiz back, like I've gone and sat in Mr. Arjona's office and gone over the quiz with him. Like one time I just went in there and I did practice multiple choice with him. And so for me, I was sitting there thinking like freshman year, I would have been absolutely terrified of this. But you know, in AP Bio, Miss Adams has always been willing. She always posts her office hours. So I always, whenever we do practice multiple choice for a test, I always go in there and go over the ones I got wrong with her. And same for Miss True's class, linear algebra. Like linear algebra was a class I was very scared to take. But now when I struggle, she's always there at lunch or after school, and she's always willing to like sit down with me, help me through the homework, help me through the concepts that I'm struggling with. And so I think the teachers that I've appreciated most and the teachers that I love the most are the ones that have always been willing to help me outside of the classroom.
I can think of a teacher today, like we were all like, oh my God, we have so many tests tomorrow. And he was like, okay, no worries, guys. Like we can have a study hall. Like they're so willing to adapt to whatever you need. And like, I really appreciate that. And I love that from them.
Dr. Schaefer is incredible, and she took us to lunch on our last day of women's history to treat us, and we got to talk about kind of our experience at Walker, and it was a very nice conclusion. With my Spanish teacher, Mr. Stadler, we go to Spanish lunch every about once a month, and the only rule is we have to talk in Spanish the whole time, and it's just a great way to kind of further our learning outside of the classroom. And I also know that relationships with teachers aren't just in the classroom, it's also outside of the classroom. With teachers being club sponsors, all my teachers are coming to the dance show next week to support me and my friends. And I think I'm very appreciative and grateful for all the teachers that I've had here.
Like just the other day, I was catching up from the band trip I went on, and I couldn't study for a test, and so I actually asked the teacher if I could move the test, and she just moved it like one period over, and that was perfectly no issues there, and it was very easy, and it wasn't difficult to approach her.
It's definitely knowing that they have my back. And they're ready to cheer me on in the classroom and on stage, and it's just the best feeling in the world.